The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Chop Shop, brought to you by Bucklebomb Entertainment. I am your host, Orlando, and I'm joined by Seven Alex. How you doing
Hello.
tonight?
I'm doing quite well. I just realized that when I thought of chop, I always thought of like chop like that, but it's actually probably the chop of like a chop.
Yeah, of course. The Ric Flair chop, like everybody likes to describe.
Yeah.
I noticed that you put something on underneath you. What's that all about?
Underneath me.
Yeah, like
Oh,
right
my
here in your
tag?
name.
Oh. I was like a chair for sitting. Yeah, so I'm also doing photos now. I'm actually booked for my first wrestling show to do as a photographer. I've done some freelance stuff for just headshots and stuff. So check out my Instagram at 7AlexPhotos. I think that's it. I probably should have looked that up before.
Yeah, no worries.
Before.
I mean, but I have to say your photos are really good. I have to say that camera that you bought, it was worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And a little bit of my Photoshop skills.
Yes. All right, let's get into some news before we discuss about tonight's Raw. First and foremost, let's just say that Sami Zayn is the best thing going on with the Bloodline. I mean, that segment this past SmackDown, everybody's talking about it, which he's now an honorary Oos. Let's put the ones up for the Bloodline. What did you think of that segment on SmackDown this past Friday?
I absolutely loved it. Okay, so I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was just in the mood or whatever, but I actually got a little teary-eyed with it.
No. I felt emotional. I was like, oh no, they're about to come out. No.
Right. And then Sammy's pure expressions and I was so into that story. I was like, oh my God. And then once it was he was so happy and you went through the emotions with him. Sami is one of the best things in wrestling, period, right now.
Of course,
And this is coming from somebody who hates storylines.
Mm-hmm.
So good job.
But to me, it's just this is what Triple H wanted when he started NXT because he saw something in Sami Zayn. He was the ultimate babyface in NXT. The fans cheered for him. They chanted his music, So everybody was very much in line with Sami Zayn. He was probably going to be the biggest thing in the main roster once he debuts. But unfortunately, Vince McMahon kind of dropped the ball. So now that Triple H is on hold, now he can actually change, turn Sami Zayn face when it's going to happen because once Sami F's up, Roman's not going to like it, and then he's just the Bloodline's about to pounce.
What if Sami is actually the one that takes it off of Roman?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, that would be... Look, I think they didn't have a really good match when they had one because, of course, Sami got attacked and then Roman just had him tap out. So I'm thinking, that would be a new competitor. I mean, the fans will probably be more invested because Sami is so good as a babyface. So, and Roman has said in interviews that he loves working with Sami. So I think he just enjoys working with him. So
I'd be here for it.
Yeah. I'm just when he tossed him the shirt, I was like, what is it going to say? What is it? I thought it was going to be a joke or something. But when it said honorary use, I was like, yay. Now I want that shirt.
Right? They have some really good shirts out right now. I'm somebody that doesn't. I know a lot of people are either I either hate Roman Reigns or I absolutely love Roman Reigns. For me, I'm he's cool. I'm in the middle, I guess. Sometimes I hate him because I'm supposed to.
Right.
That's the way the script. But also just as a fan or even somebody that's around, I think it's great. I mean, he's carrying the company during some of its darkest times.
Exactly.
So I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, it was, what was it, WrestleMania when he faced The Undertaker. And then I remember fans be like, come on now. There was one fan that was a Roman fan, and then he saw another fan that wasn't really cheering. He's like, come on, get up for the man. Get up for Roman. Because it was like you felt either shame or you just be like you just want to do it just so that you have you have a target on you so that you could start something with fans. So
Yeah.
back like 5 years ago, that was 5 years ago. Like now, I think everybody is like a big fan of Roman. Like he gets like cheers and like he gets a pop and stuff. So I'm glad that he's in this mode right now because the company wanted him to be in this mode, which with some attempts that they try to do, they failed miserably.
Yeah.
So
It's working now.
yeah, I just have to say, like Jay also, he was perfect at this because he was just like he hates Sammy so much. He's like so annoyed with him. So you saw like the anger. He's like, take it off. And then when like Roman said Jay, and then he ripped it off, and you just like you felt like he was like ready to beat him up.
Right.
I
It's
just like for
interesting
me,
for
this is like
sure.
the best segment this year to me. Like I love this segment so much.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, like somebody for me, especially who doesn't like storylines, I'm very into this. Like, it's probably the best storyline that we've had in a really, really long time across not only, just WWE, but across all spectrums of wrestling.
Yes, I think it's gonna be up there in WWE storyline with Jericho versus KO because it's gonna when Sami gets attacked by the Bloodline, it's gonna be almost up there with the Festival of Friendship. I think everybody remembers that, which
Yeah.
when KO just attacks Jericho and it broke everybody's hearts. Like, no, why? So it's gonna break people's hearts when Roman and company attack Sami. I just please protect Sami Zayn at all cost.
And I'm here for that betrayal.
Yes. No, no, no. Trust me. I think once he gets attacked, he's going to be the biggest babyface. He's going to go back to being a babyface again. I can't wait. You know. Speaking of SmackDown, though, their ratings just keep going up. Like, right, this past Friday just went to 2.535 million viewers. That's the highest it's been this year.
Yeah, so I have a couple of theories behind that right now.
Okay.
So inflation, wait, I don't know how to say this without. I think if you are on a network TV, and I mean, I'm talking about AEW, Raw, NXT, the numbers are kind of plateaued, right? Cable and with inflation, I think people are having to make cuts, period. And I think cable's one of the easier ones, or however Hulu, however you see it live, it's super expensive.
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
think people are kind of just dropping it because you can watch Peacock and whatever for the big events, which is really what everybody really wants to watch.
Of course.
Um, so I think that a lot of that has to do with low ratings from Raw, AEW, NXT. I don't want to say low, but I think they would be as significantly high as SmackDown. SmackDown is on, you don't have to even, you just have to have internet access to be able to access it.
Oh, not even that. You just have an antenna for your smart TV. You get
Yep.
not even with an antenna, you can easily get that Fox channel.
Yeah. But with that being said, I think that's why we're seeing some kind of weird ratings things because I think Raw is almost as good. I do enjoy SmackDown because it is a shorter time period,
Right.
but let's not like that's one reason for ratings kind of going down across the board for other companies, etc. But SmackDown, you just had that amazing segment. Why wouldn't you tune in?
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
a wrestling fan, it's so interesting right now.
Yeah. I mean, they had Liv versus Lacey Evans. I felt it was a good match.
That was a banger, man.
Yeah.
Like, I never know what to expect from Lacey because the matches that I've seen, she's either really good and on top of it, and I'm like, hell yeah, she's awesome, or I'm like, ooh, And
Right.
Liz is a constant good performer, but they like to keep putting her as the underdog, which is fine. I get it. You want to root for the underdog, but at some point you gotta. She has that Hangman Adam Page thing.
Yeah,
Better
of course.
chasing the belts rather than holding on to it. I
Yes.
want her to keep it, but regardless, that match was really good.
Yeah. And of course, the main event on SmackDown was the Usos versus Bruling Brutes. I'm saying it
Yeah,
wrong. Sorry. Brawling Brutes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah. So, I mean, that main event was really good, I have to say, like having a tag team title match as their main event, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like, look, I'm happy that SmackDown is doing well. Like, I don't think they have competition yet. Like a lot of TV networks are going to have their shows coming back soon. So, and 2.5 is not, I mean, that's really good for us, a wrestling show that's on network television, I have to say.
Yeah. I think it's great. I think WoW is actually coming up. I'm excited for it. I think they just started filming.
Yeah.
So that's
So
exciting.
we shall see how the ratings go. Well, because unfortunately for Raw, they have football. So everybody tunes in for football. So they have
Yeah.
that. And then, we'll see what happens. So now more of the White Rabbit teases. So now it's being speculated it may not be Bray Wyatt. It seems like it could be somebody else. And even Triple H did an interview saying it's somebody that we're not thinking of. So, unfortunately, like you and me, we were talking in our chat,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was saying, like, now that I found out it's not Bray, I just don't care anymore. I just want to see who it is so that people would be more upset because I
That
like
is so
when,
toxic.
like, when Jinder Mahal won the title. I loved it, and then because I love the reactions from the fans, they hated it so much.
Yeah.
I'm just that evil person sometimes.
My thing is, I hope because okay. So here's the thing. I don't. I don't care if it's Bray.
Okay.
I don't really care who it is. I just hope it's something that delivers to the fans.
Mhm.
I mean, as far as we know, it could be somebody that's already there,
Yeah.
just repackaged. Who
Right.
knows?
Yeah. People are
I
saying
just hope,
Dijakovic, maybe get repackaged T-Bar, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many different options that he could go. There's so much hype about it. I just hope that he delivers because, we're on a new reign, and I'm afraid that anything that, Triple H slightly messes up could send, WWE a bad message that, oh, it's no different than
Hmm.
the McMahon era. And I don't know. I think that he needs to do things that consolidate his reign because it's so good right now. So
Yeah.
keep up the momentum.
Yeah.
I'm personally okay if it's not Way or
Right.
Ray.
Yeah. So because tonight they had a QR code that flashed during Ray versus Seth's match, and then
Mm-hmm.
like it goes to a TikTok where it's just like who who destroyed the world or who killed the world or something like that, and it said you did, and it flashes different superstars from like the past and presidents, all that stuff, and then it's like feed your head or something like that. So it's really weird, and then it gives you like a code, which everybody was thinking it was like a zip code, which takes you to like somewhere in Kentucky, which is an actual place where it's called the White Rabbit, but it's called the White Rabbit Records. I mean, and then it's like shows pictures like there's an actual bunny. It's
Also, you know what? I just put something together. Um, Alistair Black lyrics was also part of the song, which goes with the record. I
right.
saw it on Twitter and I was like, well, that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
I
But
mean, yeah, of course. I mean, like,
I wonder
look,
if it is Mr.
look.
Black.
The thing is this thing is like creating buzz, which is a good thing. It's helping people talk about WWE and also
Yeah.
about this. And also, like, if you go to the live event, you'll hear the White Rabbit song as it's playing, like the acapella version. And then
Yeah.
the lights go red and stuff, like towards the end. So, you know.
So for those of you who are watching, who do you guys think the White Rabbit is?
Yeah. Like besides Bray, I know everybody's probably gonna say Bray. Say something else besides Bray. Like give us like
No,
somebody
even
else.
if you okay, give me two options.
Yeah.
Give me your first one, and then your second one.
Yeah. Please let us know in the comments as we're going in. Oh, of course, Caleb is the first one. Hello, Caleb. He
Hi,
says Bray, of
Caleb.
course. Who's your second option, Caleb? Let us know if it's not Bray. Because, like, look, I feel like fans already are getting too hyped up that it's Bray Wyatt. To find out if it's somebody else, it's going to be very disappointing. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that it's a good reveal, like how you said, maybe Aleister Black returns. I mean, we're gonna discuss that on the AEW show on on Wednesday. Oh, Caleb says Bad Bunny. I don't know.
That
I
makes
think
sense since it is
about a bunny.
and music.
I mean, yeah.
I actually would be
Well,
fine
I
with
mean, a
Bad
lot of
Bunny.
people do like Bad Bunny. I mean, like, there was a rumor that said like Triple H wanted to talk to Bad Bunny, like it was
It's
like
not a
weeks
rumor.
ago.
It was part of the scrum. I
Yeah, that's
witnessed
what it
it
was.
myself.
It's part of the script. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
not a rumor. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm
We
totally
shall see.
okay with him.
I mean, everybody's bringing like Adam Rose because he had a bunny in his like entourage.
I think that was me. I think I said that
No,
in
no, no. There
chat.
was other people. There was other
Oh,
people that were like, yeah, they were bringing it up. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm intrigued. So let's just see what other clues. I mean, like it'll be funny, like if the clues were like right in front of our faces, be like, oh, and just like we shall see. We shall see.
I know that could also be Cody Rhodes.
That could be it too. I mean, he just did an interview that he's itching to get back. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. He had the best 3 months of his career, like he said. Like he had the best 3 months of his career, which I don't blame him. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay, let's get into
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw, which opens with, of course, Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa. Happy birthday to Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow. She celebrates her birthday today.
And just so
Um,
you guys know, she's actually one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time.
yes, I love Asuka too. Like she's an amazing wrestler. Like I've seen her since her debut in NXT. I just like this woman's amazing. So of course there's like talking about like Bailey and Damage Control, and of course Damage Control comes out, and then Bailey challenges Bianca Belair to the first ever women's ladder match for the title. This is the first ever women's ladder match in the main roster for the chance to grab the title. So
I
what did
did
you
not
think
know
about?
that.
Yes, they had
I
summoned the. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I am absolutely in love with the idea of like since Damage Control came in, the women's division is just popping, right? Io is literally probably one of the best female wrestlers of all time in the world currently. You have Bianca who can work with anybody and make it look good. You
Mm-hmm.
have Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Um, in a weird way, like I never thought I'd say this, but the weakest person in those two factions are Dakota and um, Alexa Bliss, right? Like, and I don't mean that they're weak or like they suck or anything. I
Yeah.
just mean like that's where we're at in wrestling, women's wrestling on Raw right now. Is that you have two really good females, and they're absolutely considered like and we're blessed right now to have whoever's doing the women's division doing absolutely amazing. That match was phenomenal. They got the "This is awesome" chant.
Yeah, of course, which he's talking about Bianca Belair versus Skye, which I think they work really well together. I have to say,
Yeah.
Bianca like being in wrestling for like a good short of 6 years, and like
Hmm.
the amazing stuff that she has done is just incredible. So of course Bianca wins the match. I feel bad that Io lost, but you know
She had to. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for her to win. Um,
yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean by this, Caleb? He says Hunter from WWE, his wife.
are you talking about Stephanie is in charge of the women's division?
You think that?
Um, it's possible. I
I
think
mean,
that he still controls creative, though. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, they just hired back Gabe Sapolsky, so maybe like he's helping out with creative because like now. Oh,
Mm.
he's saying yes. That's what Caleb is saying. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Caleb. You know, so I mean, like you never know. Maybe all of them are in hands. Like he said in an interview, like with Arano Hawani, like he said, like they're all on hand. Like not one person could be like Vince McMahon.
Hmm.
So everybody has something to do. So maybe Khan is doing something as well. They just brought back Gabe Skapolsky. I know Road Dogg is back to do probably backstage stuff. So they'll probably bring out some more people. I think Paul Heyman's helping out with creative too. I think we'll just see.
And real quick, I want to shout out to one of my coaches, Get Well Soon. I know he just had surgery on Friday. He had to relinquish his tag team championships through Prestige, through, I think Defy. So yeah, get well soon.
Yes, get well soon. Okay. So then we had an interview with Rey Mysterio where he's discussed about not hitting his child, which, I mean, come on now, Rey. As Latinos, you know that you have given your son a spanking. Come on. But of course, we're talking about an American audience, so
I feel like this is borderline racist, but I'm like, as somebody who is Hispanic,
I didn't specify race when it came to America. Okay, America is very diverse. Okay,
not diverse enough.
Exactly. Anyways,
yeah,
let's continue. Of course, Seth Rollins comes out and cuts a promo, which the fans are singing his song. You know what? I'm loving the fact that they're allowing the fans to interact. So it's just an amazing thing in regards to it. Of course, Caleb says that I'm a fan of Judgment Day. Yes, we'll get into Judgment Day in a moment. So yes. So of course he's cutting his promo in regarding about his match with Seth Rollins, and unfortunately he got cut short where Rey Mysterio came in and then he attacked him. So and then when they had their match, I don't know where he got busted open. Did he like hit the apron or something?
I think it could have been on commercial break. I think something happened. I didn't see enough. Sorry, I had to step away because my on-call phone was going off from work, and I was like, if somebody's calling out, ooh, no. But no, it's fine. It was just an email.
Trust me, don't worry about it. Happened. Yeah, no, I was just discussing about like Seth Rollins and like he was cutting his promos talking about Matt Riddle, and then Rey Mysterio comes out, and then he attacks him and stuff. So, and then Dominic comes out to watch his father's match. So, I'm thinking they're about to have Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. I think he's probably going to snap at his son and beat. He's probably going to regret it, but he's going to beat the living crap out of him.
I think this is going to be his retirement match, him versus Dominic.
Really? Interesting. Mm-hmm. Oh, Caleb saying yes.
What are you yassing about? Which part?
Where I'm saying about Rey getting beating up Dominic, his own son.
I am too a fan of Judgment Day.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I read this already. When you were like away. Sorry about that. So yes, I can't.
No, you're good.
Yeah. And of course, Rhea was there, and then it seemed like they're like pairing them, like Rhea and Dominic, as like a couple or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously it's kayfabe, but like,
of course,
she's Poppy. I'm here for it. Let's put the tag team championships on them. Wait, who's the? Well, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea could probably beat them up. So.
No, I think I'm gonna probably get a lot of flack for this, but I feel that we have not had a Chyna in almost 20 years, right? She's probably the only female that I could think of that would come close to being able to hold her own like Chyna did. And I would love to see her wrestle in the men's division. I said what I said.
Yeah. Oh, Caleb says Dominic. Yes. So that's what you're guessing about. Dominic? Okay. I got you. Thank you very much, Caleb. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. We'll have to discuss it on the AEW after Elite, because there's rumors about Buddy Matthews requesting his release, and can you imagine him coming in and then joining the Judgment Day?
I could actually see that. But he did post, Buddy Matthews did post on Twitter with something that says fake.
Yeah. So, well, we'll discuss that on Wednesday. Yeah. Yes. Of course, Seth Rollins wins the match, and then Matt Riddle was watching him, and then Lashley comes in, and then he's just like giving him a little bit of advice to face Seth Rollins. But then, of course, he said, "Don't ever do that again on my matches." So, I think we'll probably get a tease maybe of them two having a match soon.
I mean, he probably wants his U.S. title back.
Riddle, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind it. I mean, he had like a good run with the U.S. title, so I mean, I wouldn't mind him having, we shall see. I
Yeah,
mean,
I would love to see him champ.
so there is a report saying that Bobby Lashley is going to be facing Brock Lesnar. So
Ooh.
we're probably going to finally get that match. And I'm hoping it's probably longer than their match at Royal Rumble. So we'll see. And hopefully Bobby Lashley could learn how to take those back suplexes
F5s.
because he took them to the side and that's how he got injured. So I'm hoping he's getting some practice with that. So
Okay, so hear me out.
okay.
I would love for Brock Lesnar to actually win the U.S. title.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it's away from the the heavyweight title, but I mean,
But if the bigger the name you have to hold the title, the bigger the title gets.
okay, yeah, that's true. We shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. Of course, next match is Alpha Canopy versus Gargano and Owens, and of course, Americans when they go overseas, they have to take their American flags, which Alpha Academy came out and waved the American flag. I was like, when I read that on FIFO, which everybody should subscribe to FIFO Select, they said that there's somebody that's going to be coming out with American flags. I'm like, who's going to come out with American flags? And then when I saw it was Alpha Academy, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they're Olympic gold medalists.
Mm-hmm.
At least
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah. Oh,
wait.
We have a comment here
They?
from Kayla that says, I choose Bobby Lashley. I remember Brock Lesnar, end of bloodline. You mean like you want Bobby Lashley to end the bloodline, Caleb?
No, he's saying that he knows what Brock Lesnar did to the bloodline.
Oh, okay.
So he chooses Bobby over Brock.
Okay. That's smart. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, of course, they had I had to say this is a great tag match, and the fans were really into Kevin Owens, which, of course, we're in Canada, so whenever there's like a Canadian wrestler, they're going to always cheer for them, regardless if it's their hometown or not. So,
I thought it was a good match. Like KO is so over, and he needs to be. I want to hang out with him. He seems like fun.
oh yeah, of course. His son is taller than him, so I'm just
really?
wondering if he's going to enter into the wrestling business.
How old is his son?
He's like what, 12, 13, 14?
Oh wow! I do know that Jeff Jarrett Kurt Angle and Karen's son is really into wrestling.
Okay.
And definitely we're going to see him.
Yeah, I mean, like he has like three.
Caleb, we'll get to that.
Yeah, Caleb, we'll get into that. I'll read your comment when we get into that. But he has three people that will help him out. He has his of course, his parents. His mother is an actual father. Of course, his stepdad, which is Jeff Jarrett. So I mean, like he has like some. I mean, I don't know if he wants to be like his dad, like wrestling like that, or maybe like his stepdad. I mean, he has a choice if he wants to.
They said that he actually wants to not train with either of them. And
no, I'm not saying train with them. I'm saying character-wise, like what wrestling style he wants.
Ooh, is he going to go by Angle or is he going to go by Jarrett?
Ooh.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Oh, of course. Back to the tag match, of course. Austin Theory tries to interrupt the match, but he couldn't. And then Gargano and KO win the match, which is incredible. So I can't wait for them to have a match. I'm just waiting for Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano because I'm thinking Theory is going to win this feud.
I'm a huge fan of Theory.
I'm sorry?
I'm a huge fan of Theory, so whatever he wants to do, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I think he does need it because he has the briefcase. I don't know what they're planning to do with it. I mean, at least, like, Triple H is doing something because with that segment that he had with Kevin Owens, like, and then his incredible matches that he had with Kevin Owens, I think he is ready for a big-time push.
I think so. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. of course, then we see AJ Styles, and then he was getting interviewed about not accepting the Judgment Day, but of course Finn Balor's there. He's just reminding them that they are friends. He got his back and things like that. So I mean, I'm interested to see another AJ versus Finn Balor match. They had an incredible match a few years ago, but it was never like a feud. It was just only a match. So I'm intrigued if they can do an actual feud between these two. So what did you think?
I actually liked it. I'm really intrigued to see what is going to happen. We'll see. We'll see.
hmm And then, of course, we had a segment with Theory and Alpha Academy, which Theory gets a phone call from Braun Strowman, which Braun Strowman wants a match with Chad Gable, which that gets Chad Gable nervous. And then, of course, Theory makes Otis to face Johnny Gargano one-on-one next week. So we got 2 huge matches for next week.
Yeah, well, 3, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, we'll get into that again. Next up, we had Omos versus 2 local competitors. I think they're local competitors. Almost won. I have to bring this up as well. They also reported that either Omos or Veer, but I'm thinking Veer is probably going to be out of the question now because Veer now went back to NXT because he just tag teamed with Sinar. I think that's his name. So they're back to being a tag team again in NXT in the live event. So you gender the so now Veer's not coming to Raw anymore. So
we'll see what happens with it.
So
Almost.
I was gonna get
yeah.
I was gonna get to that. Almost, it's being reported that Almost will probably be facing Goldberg.
Okay.
Sorry. First say about Veer and then get into that.
Well, I'm not familiar with Veer. I don't know. I feel like almost Veer are very specifically Vince McMahon's hires because he likes monsters. But it doesn't always translate to being able to handle it in the ring. Like Undertaker was a monster, but he was able to move. Kane was a monster, but he was a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah.
Horrible politician, but amazing
we're not
wrestler.
gonna get into that, but
Yeah.
Paul White, like when he was wrestling, he was a great big man, for his size. Mark Henry.
For me, he was one of those ones that definitely relied on his side more than his talent. But I mean, look, people can move. I don't know. And I don't know Veer's backstory, but I feel like a lot of times, almost personally, doesn't do it for me. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the thing was with Veer, the problem was just that he got called up with Shanky with Jinder Mahal, which you don't see Jinder Mahal or Shanky anymore. And Vince wanted to use just Veer, but they did like promo packages for him about to debut on Raw. He never debuted until after WrestleMania, which is the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He had kind of a feud with the Mysterios. But then, they didn't know what to do with him. So it seemed like Triple H wants to try, this Indian tag team because, of course, one of their markets is India, which is smart to, because that was the one thing that Triple H wanted to do when he was trying to do the global NXT. He was trying to get all markets, which they did that, what was it called? WWE Spectacular type of show where it had all
It was spectacular. Like, I absolutely fucking loved it. It was beautiful.
Yes, I had to say yes. It's very beautiful, and then it had all of the fans from India watching. So they had all the different stars that they have signed for India because they wanted to try to do an NXT India, but of course the pandemic affected it. So a lot of them probably got released and not being utilized. So I'm thinking he's trying to do that again. So we'll see. So I'm thinking that's what happened with Veer. Now with Omos, I don't know what the direction they wanted to use him with, but because of the fact that he's a tall guy and they don't have a big show, so I'm thinking that they have now their big show here. So I mean, there's some people that are giving him praise, like, the late Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They say that Omos is really good, and he's kind of young. He's in his late 20s. So maybe there's still some time for him to develop. So we'll see,
We'll see for sure.
Yes. Of course, Miz had some security, which they had them go out to try to find Dexter. And throughout the show, they were getting laid out. And then Miz comes out and he sees all of his security has been laid out. And then Dexter comes. Oh, go ahead.
It wasn't his security. That was Miz Force.
Oh, my bad. Miz Force. My bad. Yeah, so of course, then Dexter attacks him and then chokes him out. Okay. I need an explanation of this because I just need to understand this. Like, why is it that he's attacking the Miz? What's the reasoning? Is there a backstory? Is there something?
I don't. I absolutely love Dexter Lunas. I love the story behind it. I love that he's being a creeper. I don't need, I mean, I get it. Like, I understand that probably most fans are going to want or need an explanation. Why is he targeting him? For me, Dexter Lunas is one of those people who, like, looks like a complete monster, serial killer type thing. Maybe this is just my trauma talking, but I'm like, oh, I love Dexter.
No. When he was when he was in Impact, he was such a creep. He was so creepy. Yeah. It was just like he gave me the creeps. Like when he was in Impact, when he actually cut promos, you have to go back and watch Impact. He was Samuel Shaw. Oh, you saw him?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm going back and watching all of it.
Yeah,
but it's
so Samuel Shaw was like in the, what was it, like 2009-ish to 2013-ish that he was in Impact. And like the voice that he had, like he still does the glove things, and then like, he's just very weird. It's just like, so I mean, I think they found like a perfect balance of that. Oh, Caleb asked, why have Miss Force? It is my question. Well, because he wanted to get protected from Dexter Lumis, Caleb. That's why. Like, why have? Because he needed security. So now we'll get to the next match, which Nikki Cross, where Fightful Select was saying that Nikki Cross was supposed to face Piper Niven, but then they removed her, and then all of a sudden you hear music, and I was like, "Who's this music?" And then you see the name Candice LeRae. I was like, "What?" So Candice LeRae, the wife of Johnny Gargano, she is back on WWE, which of course, Caleb, here's your comment right here. Candice is back. She wants her have Raw Women's Championship. Yes, I agree. She will have maybe she'll have the SmackDown Women's Championship. You never know. So we'll see. What did you think when you saw that Candice LeRae came out?
I loved it. The crowd was absolutely dead.
No. They didn't know the music until the name came up. I heard cheers after her name popped up.
But like, I think she is so good. She deserved way bigger pop than that. But what are you gonna do? Like, you wanted it to be a surprise. I'm wondering what is gonna happen with Piper Niven, or Dewdrop, whatever she's going by. She's absolutely amazing. Please check out all of her stuff on like ICW, YouTube it. She does not get the credit that she deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they do something with her. We'll see. But ultimately, like, we also got Candice back.
Yeah. I mean, but they could do like, Nikki and Piper versus Candice, and then who was our tag team partner? Indy Hartwell. Damn it, call up Indy Hartwell right now because all of her family members are up there. Her husband, her brother, her papa, and her mama. She needs to be with her family. Damn it. She's like the only one that's missing. Everybody has returned on Raw. Now she needs to go to Raw as well. Like, call her up, damn it. Triple H, call her up.
So here's my other thing. So the women's division is super stacked right now.
Yes.
You have Damage Control, you have, Alexa, Asuka. My Alexa is going to go off because I said the name.
You have Bianca. You have now Candice. Now Becky. She's kind of sidelined, but she will be returning soon. I saw her a recent picture. She doesn't have like a sling anymore, so it seems like she's good right now. What happened? You were.
So I said Mrs. Bliss' first name, so my thing
Oh.
went off and
Oh,
started
gotcha.
reading something off to me.
Yes.
Technology
No
is
worries.
great
Of course,
sometimes.
then yeah. So you were saying about the women's division. You had like Miss
So
Bliss. You had Asuka. You have Bianca. You have
yeah, I'm
Rhea.
worried that
Yeah, we're
it's
also
going to
thinking
be
about Rhea.
it's going to be too big. What are you going to do with all of them?
Well, okay. So I'm thinking like this. They're now trying to set up everything like now a tag women's tag division, which I'm
Yeah.
seeing that that's why they're bringing back a few women. That's why they're teaming them all together so that way they can start doing a women's tag division. Like now that Candice is there, Indy Hartwell can get called up. There's also women that are like managers, like with BFAB and Maxine Dupree. You know, also, there's like setting up alliances, like because damage control is kind of taking all of the spots, that's why Raquel got back up from Shotzi. Maybe Aaliyah will come in to help her out to face damage control, of course, Rhonda and Shayna, they're teaming, and then Liv Morgan, she can have her friend Sarah Logan come back, which they had her do like a video vignette for the Viking Raiders. So, you know.
You know who I wouldn't mind having back is or not back. I forgot what I was going to say.
Hmm.
I don't remember. I don't know. It's just good wrestling right now.
Yeah, I know. It's just like I'm thinking what they're doing is just they're bringing people back just to see how they're going to set everything up, and then that's when they're going to have their separate different divisions. They have the tag division, which Triple H just stacked up on SmackDown. Soon enough, they'll probably stack up on Raw. The women's division, which they'll have like different contenders for Liv and for Bianca. Maybe Bayley will take over the belt. The tag division. Now they're trying to piece those in together. It's just like we said, like everything is just taking some time, and everything is trying to get rebuilt or repackaged and everything like that. So Triple H is just like he's trying different things to help out to build everything so that way, he has everything ready and set. That's how
Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
Oh, and we also got to talk about Scarlett. Are we going to see her wrestle?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind like her versus like Liv Morgan. I mean,
Mhm.
like if her man wants to go for the title, why not her? Why can't she go for the SmackDown Women's title? I mean, she had some good matches. I saw her match with Shotzi in the Indies, and she's good friends with Shotzi. So I mean, they could have a match together soon.
They, poor Shotzi. I don't know what is happening. I don't know if she's in her own head. I don't, but it
Mm,
seems like every time she's out there, she gets stuck in a botch, so to speak. And it's half the time it's not even on her. Like
yeah,
it's
I
just
know
like the timing. Like
exactly. Like
Shotzi is, and I will say this, and I will die on this hill, is one of the best female wrestlers that WWE has. I just hope she gets the opportunity to really show it.
I agree. Caleb have some comments. He says, I am an emotional. I said, I am an emotional to see her on Raw. He's probably talking about Candice. Then he asked the
Yeah,
question, NXT is coming to SmackDown and Raw?
I don't think
I
so.
no. Well, okay. Everybody's now kind of comparing this now to be like now this is Triple H's NXT now, like
Mhm.
building Raw and SmackDown in a way, So we shall see. I mean, like
What I do think is NXT is not just going to be the one to build a brand. I think that it's going to be on the same level as, or considered on the same level as Raw and SmackDown.
yeah, I mean, they did do a report now. They're saying now they're giving talent at least 2 years so they can craft their like wrestling so that way they can get to like TV. So at least they're giving some people that are probably inexperienced a chance to learn wrestling, which most of the time, some of them they have their first match on the live events for NXT. So hopefully we'll see what happens. So
Hmm.
yes, of course, we had a Logan Paul promo setting. They're trying to hype up the match between him um, and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Um, I didn't know that he was actually did amateur wrestling, so it's interesting just to see pictures of that. So.
Yeah. Wait,
Mhm.
who was it? Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I do.
Logan
I know.
Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul. Hmm. Okay, next up, of course, Judgment Day. They're talking, saying, they were talking about AJ Styles, which Finn is just like saying he's my friend. He would probably accept it. Blah blah blah. And then Priest talks about destroying Matt Riddle for their main event match. Of course, we
Yeah.
had the next. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just think, yeah.
Yeah. Next matchup, which is Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. Sami Zayn came out with Solo Sikoa. Of course, Sami Zayn wearing his honorary Uce shirt. And of course, Solo wearing We the Ones, which Caleb brings up here in the comment. We the Ones. We the Ones.
So I'm sure we would have saw more of people if they were able to be vaccinated. But
Any,
we're
anyways,
not ready for that conversation.
well, anyways, let me continue on. But no. Actually, it's interesting. This match happened because AJ Styles commented about Sami Zayn, like showing off his shirt and stuff, and then like he did like a little like emoji kind of thing, like not an emoji, like he did like a GIF of like
Uh-huh.
the little things that people do when they get a shirt or something, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny. That's how they had this match, which I like the fact that they're actually using social media, like with the White
Yeah.
Rabbit, and now with AJ and Sammy, they were feuding online, and then now they created a match. So, I have to say, like, I really enjoyed this match. I forget how Sammy is so good, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sammy's actually a really good wrestler. You just get, because he plays this goofy character, cheating, all that kind of thing, like a
right?
slime ball, you forget that he's actually really good.
Yeah, I think he's having a good 2022.
Hmm.
I mean, the incredible WrestleMania match that everybody was talking about, which was sports entertaining. I
Yeah.
was there live. I was not expecting to enjoy that match so much. I was like, I groined when the match was about to happen. I was like, oh, this match is happening. And then I was like laughing my ass off throughout the whole match.
Yeah.
It was really good. I have to say, of course, they had a little back and forth, and then Solo helped out Sammy to pick up the win. So, yeah. Of course. And then Judgment Day came out, and then they talked to AJ. Finn says, if you would have accepted my offer, you wouldn't have this, and just go ahead and join us. And then like AJ was about to do the two sweep, but then he gave him the finger, and then Judgment Day attacks, and then Finn didn't want to break his neck. He just letting him know like I'm still your friend, da 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 da, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, before Damian Priest had his match, the next we had a women's segment in the back, which of course Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa saying hi to
Yeah, I
Candace,
did.
So, and then of course Bailey overhearing them, and then of course it'll be Dakota versus Candace next week. I have to say, all of those women that was with Candace, I want all of those matches, please. I
Hmm.
want Miss Bliss versus Miss LeRae. I want Bianca versus Candace. I want Oscar versus Candace. I'm just waiting for those matches. There's so many matches that coming in my head from Raw, SmackDown, things like that.
Yeah. It's exciting.
I just Oh, of course, Caleb says acknowledge them. Of course, I always acknowledge Roman and the bloodline. Do you acknowledge them?
Sometimes.
Good. Okay. So let's get into the main event, which is, of course, Damian Priest versus Matt Riddle. I have to say they work really well together. Of course, they're friends in real life. So when you're working with your friend, of course, they're going to have great matches. What
Yeah,
say you?
it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. Which I know for a fact you told me that you were walking your dog, so you didn't see the finish, which is
It's
Matt
true.
Riddle. He does like a roll up when he won. Then, Judgment Day comes and then they attack. And then, surprise, Edge returns, which
In
I was not
Canada.
expecting Edge to return. I was like, what?
Yeah, I thought he was injured. Or was
Okay.
that kayfabe?
No, that was kayfabe. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now,
Did
yeah,
not
like
realize
no,
that.
because
I got
here's the
work.
thing that always the report says whenever he gets an injury, that's his like little break, so he can have like maybe a month off, and then he'll come back, do his
Mm.
matches. So he had like what 2 weeks off, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, probably he just wanted to be with his family, So, and then like I'm hoping he brings Beth, please. I need that match between her and Rhea. Damn it,
Ooh.
I just
I would like to see Beth on a full-time basis return. Like, give her like a solid 3 more years
yeah.
of wrestling. I
Look,
think
to
we could
me,
see.
I wouldn't mind if they just give her like maybe 3 matches. Give her versus Rhea, her versus Bianca, maybe her versus Candice, or Asuka. I don't know. I just,
Ooh, her and Oscar would be such a banger.
ooh, yeah, I know, right? They never really touched, so I want them to face each other.
If you guys are wondering why we're so like stuck on the women's division, we are both super fans of.
Everybody. I
Sorry, I
think
just got
everybody.
yeah. So we're such a fan of women's wrestling. Maybe it's just because we're gay and that's what we grew up on.
Of
But
course,
like we had like back in our day, we were lucky if there was one match on it, and we had 5 women total at any given time. Like when I grew up, I mean, Sable was just coming in, Jacqueline just came in, and that's when I started, and then it slowly built from there. So
I
it's
mean,
it's so
for
cool
me,
to
I
see
got
the
introduced
difference.
to wrestling from China because she was feuding with Jeff Jarrett, and then of course that's when Lita came in, which I love
Yeah.
Lita so much. I have my profile on my Twitter account. If you follow me on _ Orlando Rego, you'll see my little pin, which is me and Lita, and of course my profile
Oh.
pic is with Lita.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
And I
Oh,
follow you.
Jesus. Caleb says right here, says, I want Edge to joining AEW. I need Finn is beating him at Extreme Rules. Okay, so, well, Edge almost went to AEW, but because he did like a little bidding war, kind of in a way, Vince like caved and gave him what he wanted, and that's why he's in WWE, which,
Hmm.
so we almost would have had Edge and Christian on AEW. So, ooh, that would have been, ooh, imagine them as a tag team in AEW. Ooh. Then the Young Bucks would have probably loved having those matches with Edge and Christian.
Well, I mean, it hadn't worked out for them, the Hardy Boys, so.
Oh. Anyways, Edge, of course, cut a promo saying that he wants to face Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, which will be an I Quit match. Oof. Can I just say, I feel like this is the first time that this pay per view actually is doing speculation type of matches. Um, they're doing different gimmick type of matches. So we have like a
Mm-hmm.
ladder match with Bianca and Bailey. We have an Extreme Rules match with Liv and Ronda. We have
Uh-huh.
a fight pit with Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. We have now an I Quit match with Finn Balor and Edge.
You have to, because I mean, if you think about it, like Extreme Rules was kind of stupid to have for a pay-per-view for many years because there's like maybe 1 or 2 matches with
Yeah,
Extreme
exactly.
Rules and the rest are just like it didn't work. If you're gonna have an Extreme Rules, I don't like gimmick pay-per-views, but like I like, for example, Hell in the Cell, I don't think should be just once a year type thing. It should be whenever there's a really deep hatred feud and you got to do it, that kind of
Right.
stuff. Like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
Survivor Series, that's all fine. But like,
Yeah.
not everything. Like Elimination Chamber doesn't need. Well,
Well,
that
they
one's
they
okay.
they did an elimination chamber in Saudi Arabia, so I'm thinking they're probably going to keep that over there. Everything okay?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. No, sorry. People are like texting and calling, and
Oh,
I'm just trying to figure
leave
out
him
what the hell they
alone.
want.
He's doing a podcast, everybody. Okay.
I know. I'm working at a job I don't get paid for. But
Exactly. Caleb said that he's thinking that Finn is going to lose that match at Extreme Rules. I don't think so. Maybe there's going to be
maybe.
some shenanigans that's going to happen. You know.
Yeah.
So
We'll see
we'll
what
see.
happens.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
have a feeling like look. This is what I'm thinking. This is going to be a clusterfuck because this is what's going to happen. Is just like all of Judgment Day will be out there with Finn taking on Edge. Ray is gonna come out, probably take out, Dominic. Somebody else
Who
will
is in the
probably help
video
out the team.
package?
I'm sorry?
Who is in the video package with Edge today from TikTok or whatever?
Oh, the White Rabbit.
That's going to be his new faction. It's not just one person, it's going to be several.
Ooh, okay. So let's think about that. Okay, let's think. Okay, so of course, I think his wife has to be involved. So maybe Beth. Then maybe I have a feeling Dijakovic, him versus Damian Priest. That would be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just
I
thinking
don't
who
know.
would be the other two. No, there's only one more person. I'm sorry. It would be another person. I would love it. It would be Mustafa Ali. Maybe he deserves to be, or maybe Cedric Alexander. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's several people that it could be, but what if we're thinking of it all wrong? What if it's not a person, it's a faction?
I like that theory. I mean, you never know. And plus, they did use the Edge's like it was like an old video of him. Like it was probably like when he was in a tag team with Christian. So, I mean, I wouldn't.
Could it be Christian coming back?
Maybe. I mean, we'll discuss that on Wednesday because there's some reports saying about what's happening in AEW. So you have to tune in, guys, for that. So, anyways, that wrapped up Monday Night Raw. Do you have anything else that you want to plug, Seven?
No. What's happening tomorrow in NXT? Are we getting the new stage and everything?
Hopefully, we'll probably get a new debut stage and stuff because now that they're going with white and gold, it looks like is their colors. So I'm hoping that the stage. Go ahead.
I also heard that it was taped again, so I don't know.
Really? No, because I didn't see any spoilers for. Well, okay, so because the PC is in Florida, there's a hurricane coming. So I don't know if they're going to hold NXT. Hopefully everything goes fine. There's not going to be a hurricane passing our way or not as strong, but right now we don't know yet. So probably by tomorrow morning, we'll probably know its path. So we'll see. Right now I'm getting heavy rain. Right now it just stopped raining all of a sudden. So we shall see what happens. Is right now just past Cuba, like the west side of Cuba. So it's now heading towards to the Gulf of Mexico, which is going to get some strength. And then if it goes northwest, which is like around Pensacola and Tallahassee, it's going to lose a lot of strength because there's a lot of high winds there. So it's going to break it apart. But if it curves to the east, then it will probably hit like maybe Tampa area, which if it heads in that direction, that's where the PC, it's in the North Orlando area. So they're probably going to get heavy rain. So we'll see.
So hopefully everything will be okay. If you live in Florida, be safe. If they're telling you to evacuate, please evacuate.
Yes.
Be smart.
Yes. Have your water, have your crackers, have your batteries, have your backup batteries, have everything ready. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't pass. Florida has been lucky these past several years that we haven't really had a lot of bad hurricanes. We've had just bad rain.
Yeah. But they're saying that this one's a big one. So please be safe out there.
Yes. Alrighty, guys.
And yes,
please
Caleb, we will see you at Dynamite show after the lead.
Yes. Hopefully, I have internet for that Wednesday, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. If not, it just maybe me and Sarah. Who knows?
Exactly. You never know. Anyways, but please don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and like this video on all of our platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Follow us on Twitter. Don't forget, we do have a Patreon, and also you can listen to us on the go on any type of podcast type of formats. My name is Orlando, and I was joined by Seven. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and hopefully you join us this Wednesday for After Elite. Bye-bye, everybody.
And Orlando, in honor of Sarah, cut the shit.
Bye, everybody.